Hello everybody, Maxwell here as always. Today we are going to be digging deep into the Arsenal Football Club finance. Yes, we're going to be talking about the financial involvement with the Arsenal Football Club, cutting across a couple of years. So let's get into it. From the match day revenues to the commercials, amortization, to wages, broadcast, we are going to be talking about everything. And yes, the full report for the 2024 and 2025 season is yet to be out, but this video will give you an insight and details of what has been happening in the Arsenal financial system in recent years. From match day tickets, commercials, amortization, wages, broadcast, and everything. This video gives you a clear insight of the financial involvement at Arsenal. At the end of this video, I want you all to tell me if this year is the best year ever for Arsenal to go out there and bring home the most desired trophy. For me, the most desired trophy is still the Premier League, then the Champions League. But in the real sense, the Champions League seemed to be that trophy that Arsenal have never, brought home. You know what I mean? So, is this going to be the time? But just before we continue, do well to subscribe to this channel, like this content, and turn on your notification. And of course, I'll always be seeing you very soon. The following data sets are a snapshot at the figures for the financial years from May 31, 2022. That is the report for the season 2021-2022 season, and May 31, 2023, which is a report for the 2022-2023 season, and May 31, 2024, which happens to be the financial report for the 2023-2024 season. Like I said, the full report for the 2024-2025 season is yet to be out, and if and when it comes out, we will always be talking about that. But then this video gives you everything you need to know and what trajectory that the club is on at the moment, and what is the 2025 report is likely going to be or look like. So let's get into this. The data shows phenomenal 50% growth in both revenue and wages over the past 3 seasons, as the club went from playing no European football in 2021-2022 to Europa League participation in 2022-2023, and then to Champions League participation in 2023-2024 season. This illustrates the transformative impact European football has on the club's ability to invest in the team. Now, let's talk about the match day revenues. The 2021-2022 season was severely impacted by the absence of European football. In 2024, we saw a dramatic growth from a run into the quarterfinal stage of the Champions League, an FA Cup game against Liverpool, and the ticket price increase averaging 5%. But there's no denying that the 2023-2024 match day revenue at £132 million surprised everyone and represented a 30% growth in one season alone. Further growth in match day revenue for the 2024-2025 is expected due to both the price increase and addition of extra game in the Champions League. Now, let's talk about broadcasting. Season 2022-2023 saw a substantial rise in TV money from improved Premier League overseas rights and merit payment from a better finishing position, finishing second from 5th, plus the return of the club to the Europa League in 2023-2024. There was a further substantial rise from reaching the quarterfinal of the Champions League while placing second in the Premier League. The commercial revenues shows that the commercial income increased by £27 million in 2022-2023 and £49 million in 2023-24. What stands behind the increase is more difficult to access, as sponsorship contract details are kept confidential and major contracts are increasingly performance-based. Furthermore, there has been a considerable expansion of the club's retail and merchandise operation, the exact extent of which has not been disclosed but was referred to in the UEFA Club Financial Report and the club's account for the 2023-2024 season. It is worth noting that it is in Arsenal's interest to expand retail sales, even if doing so they yield no meaningful profit. This is due to all the turnover counting towards UEFA's 70% cost control ratio. In other words, 100 million pounds of no profit retail lets you spend 70 million on a team. We believe much of the increase in the 2022-2023 season stemmed from expanded retail and merchandise sales. The UEFA report referenced a 24 million euro increase and an enormous leap in other costs. The 2023-2024 accounts do now disclose retail cost of sales, which again jumped 40% to 27 million pounds, so there was probably a similar increase in retail revenue. It is curious, the Adidas deal, which was extended in the late 2022, was not mentioned in either set of accounts. The original Adidas deal expired in summer 2024, so maybe the uplift is to come in 2024, 2025, or maybe it was taken in the 22-23. This might be expected as the club has a long way to go to match the levels of the likes of Liverpool, having 295 million pounds in the 2023-2024 season, which in a year when Liverpool missed out of the Champions League was even over 70 million pounds more than Arsenal's. A substantial wage bill reduction was achieved in the year 2021-2022 season, following the cancellation of Mesut Ozil's contract in January 2021 and Aubameyang's contract in January 2022. The full benefit of losing Aubameyang from the payroll, together with the expiry of Lacazette's contract in June 2022, generated a further substantial savings in 2022-2023 season. However, offsetting that was considerable reinvestment in new signings in summer 2022. Jesus, Zinchenko and Vieira, and again in January 2023 where Trossard and Jorginho was brought in. That, with the Champions League qualification bonuses, including to the coaching squad, and the contract renewals led to a 23 million pound increase in wages to becoming 235 million pounds. Bumper new contracts for the likes of Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Gabriel and Saliba, plus the marquee signing of Rice and Havertz and return to the Champions League appearance bonuses provided a large increase in salaries for 2023-2024 season, up to 93 million pounds, amounting to 322 million pounds. As a general rule, the club struggles to offload unwanted players without recourse to agreeing early termination payments, as we clearly pay very well. So Arsenal lean on loans to recoup whatever we can until contract expires. In summer 2024, the club cleared a lot of players. They sold Smith-Rowe, Nketiah, Ramsdale, left Suarez and Eneni leave on expired contract, and loaned out Nelson, Vieira, and offloaned Lokonga and Tavares. They took on Calafiori, Merino, Neto and Sterling, but the next changes will probably not have added more to the wage bill. Partey and Jorginho are at the end of their contract. Of course, Jorginho's leaving. Partey we still don't know. And the situation with Jesus and Tomiyasu will be complicated by their long-term injuries. So another stressful summer awaits this new sporting director and Roberta. Now let's talk about amortization deals, the amortization revenues. Amortization is a write-down of the value of playing pool, including agent fees on new contracts for existing players and add-on costs triggered by appearance fees, qualification bonuses for the Champions League, etc. Arsenal added aggressively to the pool in 2021-2022 for net amount of 64 million pounds increase, summing up to 649 million pounds, and went further still in 2022-2023, a net 125 million pounds, increasing to 774 million pounds, and added a 110 million pounds in 2023-2024, increasing the historic cost of playing pool to 882 million pounds. This pushed up the amortization charges from 127 million pounds in 2021-2022 to 155 million pounds in 2022-2023 season, inclusive of an exceptional 18 million pounds write-down in the value of Pepe. Remember Pepe? And 172 million pounds in the 2023-2024 season. And so, considerably clearing out some of the most expensive players in the club helped the club close on 400 million pounds at cost. So let us take a look at a quick summary of this financial statement, and this covers the revenues. Match day revenues as at May 31, 2022 stays at 79 million pounds. For 2023-2024, stays at 103 million pounds, and the next is 132 million pounds for the 2023-2024 season. The broadcast revenue was 146 million pounds for 2022, 191 million pounds for 2023, 262 million pounds for 2024. The commercial and retail revenue for the club was 142 million pounds for 2022, 169 million pounds for 2023, and 218 million pounds for 2024. And so you can see that the trajectory has always been increasing for in the last couple of years, and it is not strange. It's obvious because of the participation of the club in different competitions and advancing in different competitions and the finishing position in the league recently. So talking about the cost, we have football wages, which in 2022 we have 212 million pounds. In 2023 we have 235 million pounds, and 2024 328 million pounds. And football costs and for others, we have 75 million pounds in 2022, 112 million pounds in 2023, and 147 million pounds in 2024. Amortization of squad, we have 127 million pounds in 2021, 157 million pounds in 2022, 172 million pounds in 2024. And we talk about also things like depreciation. We have 18 million pounds depreciation, 17 and 18 again, respectively. There are expenditures like operational profit and loss, player sales and JV shares, interest and charges. So then losses before tax. Finally we have cash generated towards player trading. All of these contribute to the overall financial history of the club in recent years. A final summary for this states that Arsenal's financial results for the year ending May 31, 2024 show a record revenue of 616 million pounds but a loss of 17.7 million pounds. The loss occurred despite the record revenue and a significant increase in commercial and broadcasting revenue driven by the return of the Champions League. The club's wage bill also increased considerably. The key highlights from the financial statement are record revenue of 616 million pounds, a 32.1% increase compared to the previous year. Despite the record revenue, the club posted an overall loss of 17.7 million pounds before tax, and then the Champions League impact, which the return of the Champions League boosted the broadcasting revenue from 191 million pounds to 262.3 million pounds, and match day revenue from 102 million pounds to 131.7 million pounds. Arsenal's wage bill cost rose significantly, increasing by almost 40% to 327.8 million pounds. And for player trading, the profit on player sales and loans increased to 52.4 million pounds, while for the commercial growth, commercial revenue increased from 169.3 million pounds to 218.3 million pounds, with the Emirates partnership renewal playing a significant role. Debt to owners, Arsenal now owe 322.1 million pounds to the owners, Cronkey Sports and Entertainment, the KSA, after receiving additional loans. So, in the next video, we'll be talking about other financial involvement with the club as well. We'll be talking about other football costs, player trading, financial costs, and the cash flow. We will be talking and analyzing all of this, including the overall picture of the financial statement. So let me know in the comment section, do you think that right now, when Arsenal is on a serious trajectory, making serious profit year on year, and the profit for the 2025 is going to be humongously more than the 616 million pounds profit that has been reported last year, do you think that this time is when Arsenal need to really make investment, the right and proper investment, go out and get the right players into the club and all the management team, the right management teams into the club to get things done and win the club its most desired trophy? Do you think that Arsenal should not, go out to compete with the other clubs that are out there like Liverpool and Manchester City? Do you think that Arsenal should sit back and relax and try to make use of what it has from the academy and all of that and the current squad, or go out and make the proper and right investment? And if they are to go out and make the proper and right investment, who do you think that Arsenal should go and make the investment on? What areas do you think Arsenal should go and make the investment? Let me know that in the comment section, and it's good to have you here. I hope to see you again soon to talk about the rest of the story. Bye bye.